And a very good Thursday evening to you. I'm FOX54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. More cloud cover this afternoon. It was also incredibly humid today. And I kind of was warning you about this yesterday. Yesterday I told you that all good things must come to an end. And this good thing, yeah, it definitely came to an end. Yesterday was an absolutely fantastic day. Today was the complete opposite. Now, I'm not trying to say that it wasn't a fantastic afternoon. It was a really nice afternoon, but it was just so incredibly humid. Now, we did get to enjoy plenty of sunshine, and temperatures were seasonal for this time of year, but it was so incredibly humid today. But I suppose we should get used to the humidity because we only continue to advance further and further into the month of June, and it's only going to continue to get more and more humid across the Tennessee Valley, and the humidity is going to become a consistent feature. And if you've lived here long enough, you know that the humidity can be, well, at times it can be a consistent feature depending on the year we're having up until like the middle or later part of October. We have had really humid and hot Halloweens across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Over to DeKalb County we go. That's going to be our first stop this evening. We are talking about a little bit of sunshine, but a noted increase in the amount of cloud cover, but still getting to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. Overlooking the parkway, we're looking northbound on Memorial Parkway. Traffic moving about here and there just after the 6 o'clock hour. Plenty of sunshine, but again, an increase in cloud cover, maybe a little bit of haze. That could be either a result of the wildfire smoke from Canada, but at the same time, we're also just talking about a vast amount of moisture in our atmosphere. And when you get to the point in the year where you're talking about the higher dew points, upper 60s, low and mid 70s, the sky typically doesn't have that really pretty deep blue color anymore. It kind of takes on this faded look to it, just simply because there does end up being a lot of moisture in our atmosphere that sunlight is going to be somewhat filtered through. And then we showed you this view during Fox 54 News at 5:30 just a little while ago, view from the top of Montesano. This is always one of my favorite views. I always love looking from the top of Montesano. Air temperature right now sitting at 83 degrees, but look at that dew point. Dew point sitting at 70. Now, for a little bit of a comparison as far as where we were yesterday at this hour, we were talking about dew points in the mid and upper 50s. I really hope you were able to spend a little bit of time outside yesterday. Elsewhere across the Tennessee Valley, temperature sitting somewhere in the mid 80s, 87 right now in Scottsboro, 84 in Albertville, 82 in Florence. We're sitting in the mid 80s up across southern Middle Tennessee, Pulaski and Fayetteville sitting at 85 and 87 respectively. Maybe a couple of degrees cooler over in northeast Alabama. Currently those folks sitting at 83 degrees right now in Fort Payne, and then dew points much the same. We're talking about dew points that are consistently in the upper 60s and lower 70s, kind of creeping into the mid 70s there in Fayetteville up across southern Middle Tennessee. So take account of that if you are going to be heading out for any sort of Thursday evening plans. This on the heels of what was a toasty afternoon. Now, I actually think the Huntsville International Airport saw 90 degrees this afternoon, so I'm going to go back and double check that here in a little bit. Athens and Decatur saw 89, Arab saw 88, we saw 89 in Fayetteville, 88 in Pulaski, we saw 89 today in Russellville, we saw 86 this afternoon over in Fort Payne. Scottsboro saw a high temperature today of 87 degrees. Now, these numbers actually exactly where we should be this time of year. We're getting into the middle part of June. Father's Day is this weekend, June 15th. Heading into the middle part of June, we should be talking about temperatures in the mid and upper 80s. There is absolutely nothing abnormal about this. Radar picking up on a little bit of rain this evening. This activity somewhat difficult to come by. A couple of light showers hanging out up across southern Middle Tennessee. A rogue shower hanging out there down into Coleman County. A couple of light showers might be hanging out in Limestone County. We are talking about one thunderstorm that's hanging out in far northwest Alabama, far northern Lauderdale County. And then we're talking about a little bit of activity up across southern Middle Tennessee as well. Also looking at a couple of sporadic showers hanging out across northeast Alabama, Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties. I would anticipate that this activity is going to continue in some capacity for the next couple of hours, but then a lot of it's going to begin to wane. Still maintaining the opportunity for a little bit of rain as we head into the overnight. The rain is never really going to leave the forecast at any point through the forecast period. As a matter of fact, it's going to become a more prominent feature as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then rain remains a prominent feature Monday through Thursday of next week. Now, this looks pretty doom and gloom. But if you look a little deeper into the forecast, you'll come to find that the weekend is not going to be a complete washout. But as we head into your Father's Day weekend, it would be a really strong recommendation. Like, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm making the really strong recommendation that you should probably have some sort of a backup plan. If you have outdoor plans for Dad this weekend. As we head into the lunch hour on Friday, isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. This activity tries to become a little more widespread as we head into the later part of the afternoon, early into the evening. And if it's going to become more widespread, it's going to become more widespread 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening when we're at our peak as far as instability is concerned. So more activity is going to be able to fire up and develop across the Tennessee Valley. Most of this activity is going to come to an end, but holding on to the small opportunity for rain through the overnight, early into your Saturday morning, through the later part of Saturday morning, early into Saturday afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms remain a prominent feature. But again, the weekend's not going to be a complete wash. We're going to get to enjoy some breaks in the cloud cover. We're going to get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. There's going to be periods where we are dry. So there is still some time to spend some time outside, but you should just at all times have a plan B. A lot of this rain is going to try and wane once again Saturday night and then early into Sunday morning, but then more rain builds in as we head into Sunday afternoon. By the time we get to next Thursday, this carries us basically through the forecast period. We're looking at another 2.5 to 3.5 inches of rain that we certainly don't need in the immediate future across the Tennessee Valley. This is the latest drought monitor. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. Maybe it's somewhat of an obvious statement that we're not talking about any drought problems across the Tennessee Valley, right? So that's definitely a good thing. Now, if we think about the long game, I think we're putting ourselves in a position to continue to not talk about a drought problem across the Tennessee Valley. And that's kind of a bold statement. And if you've lived here long enough, you know that it's kind of a bold statement because as we head into July, and then as we head into August, September, and October, we don't get a lot of rain across the Tennessee Valley, and that's typically when drought conditions begin to develop across the area. But we have seen so much rain here in the last several weeks that we are talking about a really big surplus. And I think that's going to end up playing to our advantage by the time we get to July, August, and September. I think if drought conditions are going to develop during that time period, and like I said, they typically do, I think we could be prolonging it, which means we would then lessen the severity to which we could have to deal with drought problems as we head into the fall. A rain chance as we head into the overnight, temperatures dropping into the lower 70s. I've got a low temperature right around 70 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms are going to be likely as we head into your Friday. Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. But again, the activity is not going to be so terribly widespread that the day is going to be a complete and total washout. The other bit of good news here is that we're not talking about any severe weather across the Tennessee Valley, so pretty excited about that. Could we get some stronger thunderstorms where they develop? Yeah, sure. But are we talking about any sort of a threat for severe weather? No, probably not. Temperatures climbing into the mid-80s. I've got a high temperature right around 88 degrees. The Rocket City Trash Pandas are, of course, at Toyota Field this week. If you'd like to go tomorrow evening, understand that a little bit of rain is in the forecast. Understand that it is going to be humid. But in the temperature department, I'd say we're probably going to comply quite nicely. 82 at 7, 79 by 8, 77 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. And then here's the all-important Father's Day weekend. I've got a starting Saturday right around 71 degrees, finishing the day right around 85. Some folks could see 86 or 87. Going to depend on the rain coverage, the thunderstorm coverage, Saturday afternoon. And then as we head into your Sunday, Sunday's basically going to be identical. It's kind of a copy-paste sort of a thing. 70 degrees is where we're going to start the day on Sunday. We're going to finish the day once again right around 85. Again, some folks could see 86 or 87. Maybe some folks even see 89 degrees, kind of depending on the coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity. If you end up getting less rain, then your temperature is going to climb a little bit higher because you're going to get to enjoy a little more sunshine during the weekend. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 88 on Friday. There's your Saturday. 85, 85, Saturday, Sunday. And then a pair of 86s for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Showers and thunderstorms are going to stay in the forecast during this time period. Temperatures begin to climb a little bit by the time we get to next Wednesday and Thursday. Look at that next Wednesday. I've got a high temperature right around 90 degrees. By the time we get to next Thursday, I've got a high temperature right around 88. And just like today, I think a couple of folks tomorrow could end up seeing 90 degrees. I think a couple of folks could see 90 degrees by the time we get to next Thursday. So continuing to push our way through the month of June, continuing to get warmer and warmer. Yeah, my IFB decided it was going to break.
How broken is it?
It's on my desk if you want to go look at it. Like the plastic, like Matthew looked at the picture and texted me back and says he can fix it. I'm thinking, no, you can't. Go have a look.